You guys, he hasn't eaten yet.
Eat your heart out.
And you can eat tomorrow.
Chet's concerned.
He's laughing.
You guys know how I feel about these two, and to have them there with us today again is just so special. I don't think you guys know this, but I'm going to get Ken to give us a speech here in just a minute.
He dreams in the daytime.
Can't fault the guy for trying, though, right? Max was such a great sport, they had to head back to Salt Lake today. He got zero notice today, maybe just a minute or two before he stood up and said those nice things and represented. And I have a letter to you from Max. I told him I'd read, and I know that Ken and Doris feel the same way. And since you're all here together, I'm just going to read this letter to you. It says, Dear musical friends, May 28th may be our last day together, but it is also commencement. Yes, commencement for every one of us. Today we are commencing the first day of the rest of our lives. So I will give you the commencement speech no one has ever asked me to present. Not at a high school, not a college, and not a university. You have all been enjoying exercising your very good musical talents at Timpview High School. You have had a marvelous leader, Dr. Fullmer, during the time we've spent together. You have all been very gracious, courteous, and helpful to Shirley and me. We can't thank you enough. We shall always be most grateful for the memorable times we have spent together. And again, Ken's not going to stand up here and say it himself, but he's told me many, many times that the pods feel the same way. Now we go our separate ways. Some to enjoy summer band, and then back to Timpview. Others will expand their activities in many different directions. Shirley and I will be enjoying our memories of you. You will find many opportunities and challenges in the future. Sounds a little bit like Dr. Seuss, doesn't it, this paragraph? You will find many opportunities and challenges in the future. Some things you will face will seem overwhelming at first. Keep smiling. I strongly recommend that you remember the good things you have learned of this great country wherein we are all citizens. There were terrific naval battles during World War II near Guadalcanal, where the Japanese fleet greatly outnumbered the U.S. The very famous U.S. Task Force Commander Admiral Bull Halsey was asked how he hoped to win the battle. His reply was, attack, attack, attack. It is most unlikely you will be engaged in an uphill naval battle very soon, but you may be facing other overwhelming tasks. To paraphrase the Admiral, try harder, try harder, try harder. Thank you for putting up with my commencement address. It is for you alone and will never be repeated. God bless you all, and God bless the USA. We love you. Shirley and Max. Ken and Doris. I have a short commencement statement as well. And I want to repeat something I've said a few times to you before, that how overwhelming it has been for Natalie and I. We made a job change to have all of you be with us. And we visited friends yesterday, and they happened to live up here a little ways, and we were on our way home, and I said, we need to stop at the high school for something. I must have said that to her 10,000 times. But I have a confession. I was just lying to her. I just kind of needed to step through those doors one more time and just look around. And this has to be one of the most beautiful places on the earth. I mean, look at this. And we picked up a few things that we'd forgotten, and so grateful to have today with you and to conduct you one last time and to pay tribute to these good folks one more time together. But what Max says is true. Life is very short, and we don't get to be together forever. I've always told your parents I'm insanely jealous of them, because they'll be connected to you for your whole life. And I just get a few short years with you. Just long enough to fall in love with you, and then away you go. And the only way I've been able to cope with it is to put your picture on my wall and remember you and remember the really great performances and the great times. And how you came to me as a little punk and you left as a confident, competent young adult. And it was spring of '90, and Natalie and I sat right over there. There was a swing set over there. Those of you remember the old Edgemont layout. I remember sitting on those swings with Natalie looking up at the auditorium in Timpview High School. We'd just been hired in the job, and we talked about our hopes for this program and for this school and what we hoped would happen here. And it has been such a beautiful, exciting, exhilarating, frustrating, maddening, joyous ride, and everything we had hoped for and much, much more. And the fact that we were able to do that together and have our girls a part of this as well has just been magical. And we just don't know how we're going to love Fresno more than this place. We'll go give it a try. Love's a choice, right? But I just want to tell you how much we love you and how special this has been. And to those of you that are starting your new school year tomorrow with Mr. Harold, I'll be watching you. Creepily from a distance, probably. You're in terrific hands with Mr. Harold, but you should be checking over your shoulder, seeing if that little hat's hiding behind a head. We'll be following your season with great interest, and there'll probably be at least one maniac in a crowd at every parade. Rooting you on, because life does go on. And I will not be your director, but I will continue being your biggest cheerleader. And I will continue looking really bad in that skirt with the pom-poms, but we're going to be there for you. We're going to be there for you. So, and Jasmine's on staff. We're going to be very, very connected. We'll be back to visit often. And the best gift, I mean, these gifts are just tremendous. We'll treasure them always. And as I've said to you before, the best gift you can give is your heart and soul to Mr. Harold. You set a world record following his direction and supporting, being aware of what he needs and helping him out. And you take care of those scared little 8th graders that are coming in to their first day of high school tomorrow. And you take care of them the way you always have. The way you were taken care of when you walked in your first day. You all remember. It's your turn to turn around. Be there for them. That's the real magic in here. Music's great. But the fact that we've got the older kids learning their names, helping them out, not throwing them in the garbage cans. That's magic. Mr. Harold. What time's rehearsal tomorrow?
7:30.
Or 7:30? Well, I'm sleeping in. Here you go, pal. Mr. Hale, ladies and gentlemen! Hey! Male bonding. It's wonderful. Hey, we're going to be here to visit, so eat more food and just come say hi to the pots. They're a lot of fun.
Okay. Come work out.